Lorna Gordon, who's at a transport depot in Fife. Hello, Lorna. What are they saying to you there about all of this?
The supplies are very low here in Fife. This is one of 3 gritting depots that the council has, and this is how much salt is left here. The gritters, the 9 gritters they have here, are all engines switched off, going nowhere. They did their last, what they call pre-grit, putting the grit down before the ice this morning, and they are now waiting for resupply. Well, with me is Councillor Tony Martin from Fife's Transportation Committee, and Bob McClellan, who's the head of transportation for Fife Council. How bad is it here?
Well, you can see we've got virtually no salt left at all. We've been aware of the levels of salt since before Christmas going down quite dramatically. We've been liaising with all our councils in Scotland and with the Scottish Government's resilience unit with a view to trying to secure more salt for Fife. At the moment, we've carried out our last pre-grit, we've run out. Having said that, we're having ongoing discussions, and we're very hopeful that we can get some salt before the end of today, because we want to keep the roads in Fife safe for the travelling public.
I suppose people would say, though, you know, Scotland is a cold country. Why weren't you better prepared?
This is the most prolonged period we've had probably for 20 years. If our salt stock levels had been at the level they should be, we would have approximately 4 weeks. We've been let down quite badly by our supplier. Having said that, the suppliers are having to keep all the councils in the UK as happy as they can be in very difficult times.
Cold weather is set to continue. Are you confident you can get supplies in to sustain it? I mean, it's stopped for the moment, but do you think you're going to be able to get the gritters back out again?
We hope to get some supplies this afternoon, which will allow us to do pre-grits later on tonight and tomorrow morning, but that's not guaranteed at the moment. We're due a delivery of salt at our site dock first thing tomorrow morning, but we don't know at this stage what level and the volume of salt that we'll receive.
Okay, Councillor Tony Martin, you must have a lot of irate people in Fife at the moment. Is your phone ringing off the hook?
Absolutely. I've got a significant amount of people who get in touch with me saying that they're not happy with this situation, understandably so.
And I suppose the thing is, when you have only limited supplies, are you having to focus on certain routes, and are the pavements suffering as a result?
Oh, the pavements and side roads are suffering. We've not been able to do those. We're keeping the priority roads open, and that's what we have to concentrate on. And unfortunately, even if, as Bob says, we get the supplies that we're hoping will come in, we will not be able to do the residential streets in the way that people want us to, and they're not going to be happy at that, and I understand that.
I suppose the problem is, though, of course, as you say, you sound very apologetic, but there are elderly, vulnerable, frail people who might have been stuck in their homes for the last couple of weeks because of the ice out on the pavement.
You're absolutely right, yes, and we will need to look, going in the future of what our policies and procedures are to make sure that we don't actually end up in this situation again. But this has been the worst weather we've had, and the problem is that the temperature has not risen above freezing, really, over the last 4 weeks. And the difficulty is that even if we had been able to do these side roads and pavements, we would have had to keep doing them. So, even if we'd have had double the amount of grit and salt that we've got, we wouldn't have been able to, I think, keep everybody happy, unfortunately.
Councillor Tony Martin and Bob McClellan, thank you both very much for that. So apologies from the council for people who feel left behind or left out or let down by the council. Hopes that more salt is on the way, because there is only a very small pile of it here at this one depot and not much more at the other 2 in Fife, and only fingers crossed that more supplies are on the way.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Lorna Gordon there in Fife. Let's get the view of the AA as well. Paul, what